Hello everybody, so today I will do about first derivative of the logarithm. So I will show the technique how to answer the question for the first derivative of the logarithmic function. The first question, in in here we have two brackets, 2s power 3 minus 3s power 2 with the power 4 and logarithm base 5 s power 4 and power 5. In here we can see that we have logarithm base 5 s power 4. In this one you can put number 4 in this over there. Because this is the formula logarithm base a s power p, so that the number in here you can put next to the logarithm base 5 and in the s in here. So now we can do first derivative. In here you can see that we have a and b. So if we do first derivative, we will do a first, then later that we do b later. This is the formula about a and b. So now we will do about a first. First derivative of the a in here. So we have power 4 and you put number 4 in here. And you go about 2s power 2 power s power 3 minus 3s power 2. And because we have 4, we need to minus 1. So that's why we have 3 in here. And now we do first derivative in here. First derivative of 2 power s power 3, you got about logarithm base e number 2, because that's the s in the power, multiply with the 2s power 3. In here we still have s power 3 on the power, so that we do first derivative of the power in here, and you got about 3s power 2. This is multiply together, minus we have 3s power 2, they will become 6s in here, and we multiply with 4 logarithm by 5s and with the power 5. Then we have the b in here. First derivative of this one, we have number 5, we plus 5 in here. Because we just finished a, so we keep the right the same. So we have 5, so in here, they will write the same one. So because we have 5 minus 1, that's about 4. And now we do about first derivative in here. First derivative of logarithm base 5 and s. So you got about 4 and you divide in here. That's the logarithm by e5. And because we have only s, you put number 1 on the top one. And you got about like this. 4 divided to logarithm base 5. And this is the answer for the first question for you. That's about 4 multiplied with 2 power s power 3 minus 3s power 2 power 3 multiplied with logarithm by e2 multiply 2s power 3 multiply 3s power 2 minus 6s multiply with the 4 logarithm by 5s power 5 plus 5 multiply with 2 power s power 3 minus 3s power 2 4 multiply with 4 logarithm by 5 s power 4 and we have 4 divided to logarithm by e 5. And this is the answer for you. The next question, we have logarithm by e 5s plus 1 plus 4y power 3 equal to e power 6 minus 2y. So because we have y, so that if we do first derivative, we have the first derivative of y in here. So I will show you. First derivative of the logarithm by e 5s plus 1, you got about 5s plus 1, and logarithmic by e with e in here, they will become 1, so that we don't need to write. First derivative 5s plus 1, you got about 5. And the next one, we got about 4y power 3. In this one, you can see that we have 4y power 3, and you got about 4, and we have y power 2, because that's the y power 3, and we need to multiply with number 3 outside. And first derivative of y, is still first derivative, because we cannot calculate anymore. 3 multiplied with 4, you got about 12. We have e power 6 minus 2y, and in here we have 6 minus 2y in here. We keep about 6 minus 2y, because first derivative of e, they will still keep the e, but in here we have the power. We do first derivative of the power. First derivative of number 6, it become the 0. First derivative of minus 2y, that will become minus 2, multiply the first derivative of y in here. So that we just arrange everything. So because we have the first derivative of y, you move to on the left. Because you move on the left, they will become 2 first derivative of y, e power 6 minus 2y. This one you move to the right. Now we have first derivative of y. We do about the factor like this. So in here we have the minus 5 divided to 5s plus 1. We divide to all of them. So this is the answer for the first derivative in here. In this one, you can see that we have s. We keep the s in here. Sorry about that, we forget the s. The next one about 4 derivative of this function. In this one, we have 1 over s, that will become s power minus 1. The square root of s, that will become s power 1 over 2. So we will transform this thing like this in this function, because we can use the power and we can do about the derivative. First derivative, we have the minus 1. When we put the minus 1 outside, minus 1, then we have to minus 1 again, so we got about minus 2. We have 1 over 2, we put outside. In here, 1 over 2 minus 1 again. And this one, That will become the minus 1 over 2. We do second derivative. In here we have the minus 2. We put the minus 2 in here. And we have minus 2, minus 1 again. Minus 2 to minus 1, you got about minus 3. Minus 3 multiplied with minus 2, you got about 6 positive number. We have the minus 2, minus 1 over 2, you put outside. And you need to minus 1 because we do derivative. Minus 1 over 2 multiplied with minus 1 over 2, you got about positive. One over 4 minus 1 over 2 to minus 1, you got about minus 3 over 2. So that's the answer of second derivative. That's about 6 with s power minus 3 plus 1 over 4 with s power minus 3 over 2. The third derivative, we have the minus 3. We put in here. Minus 3, you need to minus 1 again, you got about minus 4. 6 multiplied with minus 3, you got about minus 18. We have 1 over 4 and we have minus 3 over 2. Minus 3 over 2, we need to minus 1 again because that is derivative. Minus 3 over 2 multiply 1 over 4, you got about minus 3 over 8. Minus 3 over 2 to minus 1, you got about minus 5 over 2. So that's about third derivative. So that's about minus 18 s power minus 4, and we have the minus. So this is the answer for you. The next one, we have the fourth derivative. We have the minus 18. We have the minus 4 in here. Minus 4 and minus 1, you got about minus 5. 18 multiplied with 4, you got about 72. And in here we have the minus. And because minus multiply with the minus, you got about positive number. 5 over 2 multiplied with 3 over 8. And you got about 15 over 16. Minus 5 over 2, you need to have the minus 1. And you got about the power minus 7 over 2. So that's it, the answer. The fourth derivative of the function is about 72 s powers minus 5 plus 15 divided 16 s powers minus 7 over 2. So that's it, the end. Thank you for watching.